Welcome to my public health thought leadership series themed The Climate Crisis is a Health Crisis. My name is Okori Kate Ginikachi, and today I will be talking about the opportunity to build healthy cities. I'll be focusing on Lagos, Africa's most populated urban area. First of all, let's discuss the situation in Nigeria. As a journalist, one of my regular questions to climate experts and climate advocates revolves around their unfiltered opinion on the compatibility of Nigeria's continued fossil fuel investment with the country's net zero pledge. Net zero is the commitment by governments to tackle carbon emissions to meet the goals of the Paris Agreement. The Paris Agreement aims to limit the global average temperature increase to 1.5 degrees Celsius above pre industrial levels. It is essential to recognize that new fossil fuel investments do not align with the goals of this international treaty. Despite the potential risk associated with fossil fuels, questions arise about why the Nigerian government invested $3 billion in a new oil drilling project in 2022. This is just 1 year after pledging to reach net zero emissions by 2060 at the United Nations Climate Change Conference in Glasgow. In Nigeria, there is a popular argument that oil will drive the country's economic development. This seems plausible considering that oil accounts for up to 90% of the country's exports and contributes significantly to the country's gross domestic product. However, in recent times, the demand for Nigeria's oil has been on the decline. This poses a significant challenge to the sustainability of relying heavily on oil for economic growth, as it is contingent on foreign buyers. Between 2018 and 2021, over 75% of crude oil produced in Nigeria was exported. Additionally, proponents of this argument overlook the financial toll of climate induced environmental disasters. Nigeria is estimated to be losing $100 billion annually to climate change, and this could rise to $460 billion per annum by 2030. This is about 6 to 30% of the projected GDP. In contrast, embracing clean energy sources and environmentally healthy practices could potentially generate revenue of up to 5.7 billion by 2030. What is a healthy city? There are several definitions of what a healthy city means. Dr. Tulula Oni, a Nigerian urban epidemiologist whose work is centered around major African cities, and that's including Lagos, defines a healthy city as one where the elements of the public space proactively promotes health and do so in the most equitable and inclusive way. When defining healthy cities, the focus is on the measures taken toward achieving a healthy environment rather than the final outcome. The state of air pollution in Lagos. Just as I said earlier, Lagos is a densely populated African city. As of 2022, it is estimated that Lagos has contributed 26.7% of Nigeria's GDP. the highest of any state in the country. Like other Nigerian cities, Lagos suffers from an unhealthy dependence on fossil fuels, particularly in the transport sector. In 2022, the city recorded a PM2.5 concentration of 36.1 microgram per meter cube, which is over 3 times higher than the WHO's recommended annual mean concentration of 10 microgram per meter cube. In 2019, ambient air pollution in Lagos resulted in illness and premature death, leading to an estimated 2.1% decrease in the city's gross domestic product due to reduced workplace productivity. During this year, air pollution was responsible for more deaths than diseases like malaria and HIV and AIDS. If no significant action is taken to address air pollution, the projected economic cost of illness and premature mortality among the workforce is expected to increase by 60% between 2019 and 2040, an opportunity to build a healthier Lagos. The catastrophic impact of climate change significantly strains our environment and contributes to health inequalities. To safeguard the health of its residents, cities must prioritize climate resilience as a fundamental aspect of their urban development plans, given the significant link between climate and health hazards. So, how does air pollution fit into this narrative? Both air pollution and climate change stem largely from burning fossil fuels, implying that many of their solutions are similar. So, efforts made to reduce air pollution will also be beneficial to mitigate climate change. By implementing strategies to mitigate air pollution and climate change, Lagos has a tremendous opportunity to save over $1.7 billion in 2040, unlocking numerous health and economic benefits for its residents. Also, a healthy environment is vital to harness the full potential of the city's vibrant young population. More than 50% of the 15 million residents of the city are under 25 years old, and this young population contributes positively to the workforce. In her work, Oni emphasizes the need to include the majority demographic in the decision making process when developing urban infrastructures. In the case of Lagos, young people are the dominant population. Here are some of the main takeaways from Dr. Tolula Oni's work as it concerns building a healthy Lagos. First, most young people are in good health, and it should not be taken for granted. Creating an environment that prevents diseases is essential for sustaining their well being and ensuring their active participation in the workforce. Second, in resource limited settings like Lagos, it's crucial to establish systems that make the healthy choice the easiest and most sustainable option. For instance, providing convenient and safe spaces for activities like jogging can promote physical fitness without exposure to unnecessary risk. In Lagos, young people are not the future, but the present. Therefore, today's decisions must be inclusive of this majority population to create a conducive environment for them to thrive. It might not be the most convenient decision in the short term, but embracing the transition away from polluting fuels, offers substantial benefits to both public health and the economy. In the case of Lagos, the choices made today will define whether the city will realize its economic potential or become a cautionary tale.